Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paula. On this channel, my sisters and I hope to give you some gentle inspiration for cozy living. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my summer decor plans. I'll share my Pinterest inspiration pictures, and I'll also share some of the items that I have recently thrifted for summer decor, as well as shopped my home for. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. Well, when I think of summer decor, I typically think of natural elements, beautiful florals, kind of calm, cool, and serene colors. I love a light blue, I love green, I love white, wood, and wicker. So the Pinterest pictures that I'm going to share with you typically will reflect that. I'm also going to share with you some Pinterest inspiration pictures for patriotic decor, because I have never actually done patriotic decor in my home before, but I thought it would be fun to create a few little vignettes throughout my home using some items that I happen to have on hand or have found recently while thrifting. Now, you'll want to stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to share my little haul with you, as well as my shopping my own home haul. So this first picture, I'm going to pop it up here on the screen for you, or over here, one or the other, and I'm going to take a look at it. The first picture that I'm sharing with you kind of embodies exactly those items. It's a picture of a centerpiece, and you see that it has that beautiful wicker basket, the vase, or is it a pitcher? It's a vase of hydrangeas. I think there's maybe either a bowl or a mortar and pestle on there. And then the unexpected element for me was the copper tea kettle. I typically think of copper as more of a fall type of element, but I think in the picture, it really works. And so that serene feeling that you get when looking at that just very simple centerpiece is exactly what I love to have in my home in the summertime. Now, it's extremely hot here in South Carolina in the summer, so you want your home to feel cool and welcoming when you walk in. And it's a tricky thing to have it feel cool and welcoming and cozy. Cool and cozy are not always two words that you put together, but with the addition of the natural elements like wicker, wood, mixed in with the whites and the soft blues and greens, I think you can create that cozy feeling. Okay, let's take a look at another picture. All right, this second picture shows a very sweet little corner of a counter space, and I don't know why I keep taking my glasses off. I cannot see the picture that I'm talking about without my glasses on. So let me just, if I take them off again, somebody yell through the screen at me, Paula, put those glasses back on your eyeballs instead of the top of your head, because I can't see without them. So anyway, what you're looking at is a beautiful arrangement of, again, woods and whites, that beautiful cutting board that's in that picture, the white vase with, or pedestal vase with the lemons in it. Lemons, again, a very summery kind of feeling. The darling little lamp, and then some cookbooks in neutral colors. I think that's a very calm and serene look, but the lemons and the wood kind of give it that summer feel. All right, let me see the next inspiration picture. Here's another look at those woods, whites, and wickers. This time it has a little bit of green mixed in. So you can see it has those beautiful, look like white coreopsis or some kind of wildflower daisies. It has the little wicker baskets on the table, the wooden vase holding the big arrangement of flowers. And then of course those woven, they look to be like hyacinth, water hyacinth placemats. Again, white dishes, and then the green and white linens. I absolutely love the way that looks. And then in the background, you can see those light blue and white plates on the plate wall. I just love the whole feeling that that picture gives. And I got a lot of inspiration from this particular picture. So I really feel like I have a lot of those elements already in my possession. I own things that are in this picture, or at least are evocative of this picture, so that I could create or recreate this little vignette. All right, on the screen is probably one of my favorite pictures from my Pinterest board. I love everything about this picture. I love the scrubbed pine bureau. I love the French bouillette lamp sitting on the stack of books. I love the chinoiserie vase with those gorgeous limelight hydrangeas in that beautiful kind of limey green color. I love the brass candlesticks and the beautiful seascape scene on the wall behind it all. And I absolutely love the little shell-covered trinket box and frame that you can see next to the lamp. Now, I don't own those, but I do think that those would be a super fun and very easy DIY project. Now, we live pretty close to the beach, so I think I may have to get up early one morning and head to the beach to collect some little tiny shells. And you and I think, can do a project like that. I sense a DIY video coming on. But the whole picture is absolutely gorgeous. I love how it all comes together, the blues, the greens, the shells. It's just lovely, and all atop that beautiful scrubbed pine bureau. This picture, in my opinion, is perfection. I think there is a lot from this picture that I can take and use in my own home. All right, here's another picture that has kind of that scrubbed pine wood tone to it. Now that actual dresser is a little bit ornate than anything that I have in my home, or than anything that I probably would put in my home, but it is lovely. And the scrubbed pine tone of it is what drew me to it. I also love the huge bowl of filled to the brim with seashells. And here again, we live near the beach, and we do have in the garage, I'm pointing over there because there's where the garage door is, we do have a pretty substantial collection of seashells from, you know, years of going to the beach and the kids gathering up shells. And it's always fun to walk on the beach and gather shells. So I think that I could probably gather enough seashells together to do the little craft project I just talked about, and also to fill some kind of a beautiful wooden vessel with those shells. I'm also looking at the wall art, which have framed pictures featuring shells. And I'm thinking in particular of a counted cross-stitch piece that I recently thrifted that I think would be a perfect match for that. And I will share that. I'm going to show you that at the end of this video when I get there. But I also love the serene blue color of the wall. I think bringing in blues and greens into your decor in the summertime is a personal favorite of mine, of course, because those are my two favorite colors. So I love this picture, and while I'm not going to be able to recreate it exactly, there are elements that I can pull from this for my own summer decor. All right, now on the screen, you have a picture that combines woods and wicker and some beautiful greens, including jadeite, which is an absolute favorite of mine. And I do have some green glass and some jadeite pieces that I can mix into my summer decor. And that is what drew me to this picture. The way the greens, there's different shades of green, including the jadeite mixed in with some wood, some wicker, some white. I love this picture. It is absolutely beautiful. And I think that that is definitely a picture from which I can draw tremendous inspiration for my summer decor. I'm looking at it closely, and I can see that there might be some tins mixed in there, some green and white transferware pieces, some little tiny white creamers. The whole thing is just lovely. And what drew me in, as I said before, is the combination of the colors of different colors of green and the wood and wicker. Let me see if I can pull up another picture that features blues and greens, because those are the colors that I like to use in the summertime. This next picture I think is just so lovely. It is, you know, it's got old chippy white, I don't even know what that is, the back of a chair or some spindles. It has that beautiful ironstone footed pedestal tureen, I guess, filled with brushes and soap. It has the galvanized bucket with the gorgeous hydrangeas and the ferns in it. The whole thing is just really quite lovely. And while I'm not going to recreate that exactly, what I do love about it are the soft tones, the very soft green and white palette. The little, it's almost a teal blue that is on that ironstone pedestal bowl. I love that color. And the chippy white wood, all of that is just absolutely lovely. And I think it's more the feeling that you get when you look at that I'm after, that just serene, kind of weathered, old-fashioned summer feeling that I get when I look at that picture. So I will be drawing some inspiration from that, in the sense that what I want for my home is that serene feeling. All right, let's take a look at another inspiration picture. Okay, this picture is lovely because it has that beautiful, beautiful basket. It's on a stack of books. Baskets and books, two things I feel you can never have enough of. But in the background, you can see that it has that serene kind of gray-white couch, and then there are accents of blue in the form of the pillows. There's a chinoiserie vase right next to that basket, and the books, in fact, in the basket are blue and white. So really draws you in with the blue and white and the wicker. I love the idea of a basket of books. So that is something that I'm hoping to recreate somewhere in my house. This next picture I absolutely loved, mostly because the dog looks so cozy and comfy on the couch there. But also, this appears to be a different angle of that previous picture. So you can see that the books in that basket are mainly blue. It's sitting on top of a stack of books, and look what's right next to the basket, a shell-covered box. Are you sensing a theme here? I do think that is going to have to be a DIY that I do. And then there's shades of blue in the background of the couch, and you can see the blue and white throw pillows. And again, it's a very beachy coastal feel, but also cozy and warm. And I hope that since we do, live near the coast, it's not unheard of for me to include a few coastal elements in my home for the summer. Blue and white's a very nautical feel, and I love those two colors together, as you well know. So I think that I can draw some great inspiration from this picture. All right, let's take a look at a little bit of patriotic decor inspiration. So this first picture of patriotic decor that I found inspirational contains a lot of the elements that I previously talked about. It has the woods, the wickers, the whites, and then of course the addition of the flag and the blue and white gingham napkins. It's just a very simple approach to patriotic decor, very subtle and understated, and I love that. So that is, something that I could easily replicate with a small flag like that and some beautiful blue and white linens. All right, now I've got another picture up here on the screen that also contains the woods, the whites, and then the American flag. I love the container, the crock. It's actually a crock pitcher, but full of rolling pins, the wooden mashers, the cutting boards in the background, and then the flag just kind of placed in there. I think that's just darling, a very, again, subtle approach to patriotic decor. Let me take a look and see if I can put up on the screen one of the other pictures that I've pinned that's a little bit more elaborate, but again, understated. This next picture is a beautiful view of a hutch that's decorated with dishware, transferware in red and blue, and then with the addition of some white ironstone in there. And then of course you have the beautiful picnic basket on the top shelf with the flag in it. I love this picture. I wish that I had a hutch that I could decorate like that, but I can take a lot of these concepts, the idea of using dishware as decoration and incorporating red, white, and blue dishes into a vignette for patriotic decor. Add the addition of a flag and a picnic basket, which is also so summery. I think all of those things together are elements that I can pull from my own home to create a vignette, while not exactly like this, that's something that is reminiscent of this. All right, let's pull up another patriotic picture that I absolutely love. This picture that you see on your screen right now, how clever is that? These beautiful antique American flags in the flower frog. For certain, that is something that I really want to do. I need to get myself some little flags, and I have plenty of flower frogs. I think this is absolutely darling, and tucked in any little corner of your house would be precious as patriotic decor. And then, of course, we have the books in a basket again. I love this idea of the stack of blue books in that beautiful weathered basket, tied up with the lace and the red and white striped ticking fabric. I think that's just darling, and definitely something that would be very easy to replicate. I'm also looking at the little hand-sewn flag bowl filler that's in the tiered tray behind it, that kind of metal tiered tray. Those are darling, and again, could be an easy DIY project, just a fun little thing to put together out of scrap fabrics. There's another picture that contains a little DIY project that I want to share with you. So let me go ahead and pop that up on the screen. Actually, there are two pictures that I want to share with you that look like easy, super easy DIY projects. The first are these little heart flag bowl fillers. I think those are so darling and would be super easy to make. You could even hot glue them if you didn't have a sewing machine, but on a sewing machine, really easy. And the next one that I'm going to pop up is a little homemade bunting or banner. So hang on one second, let me just pull it out. All right, here is the banner. Now, how easy is that? It doesn't have to be even precise. They're all different shapes and sizes of these rectangular pieces of fabric. The thing that unifies them is that they are in red, white, and blue color tones. And I love this. Now, if you wanted to make them triangular like a regular banner, you could certainly do that. But I think this is darling. It's very rustic looking and would be so cute just as decor over your fireplace mantle or draped over a mirror. So again, some great ideas for some easy DIY projects. All right, that's it for my patriotic decor and most of my summer inspiration. There are just a few other summer inspiration pics that I want to share with you because I just think they're lovely, and I'm going to bring in some of the elements. The first one is, of course, this beautiful table setting with the gorgeous jadeite colored dishware on the blue and white checked tablecloth. I absolutely love the colors in this. Hydrangeas featured again. You can see a theme running here: blue, green, hydrangeas, white wood, wicker. All of that is just stuff that makes my heart happy. So I'm hoping to incorporate most of those things into my summer decor. This one is just so beautiful because, again, it gives me that peaceful, peaceful feeling. I absolutely love this. I believe this picture is from Miss Mustard Seed. Her account is gorgeous. She has beautiful taste. Another Instagram account that I love to follow and Pinterest account is Sincerely Marie. So I'll link, if I can, link both of those accounts in the description box of this video. They're just eye candy, absolute eye candy. And let me leave us with one final inspiration picture that I absolutely love. And here it is on the screen right now. And again, it's the blues, the greens, and the whites. Those gorgeous kind of limelight hydrangea, the lime colored ones, the blue and white transferware, and then the aqua blue ball jars. I mean, this picture is just breathtaking to me. I just love everything about it. So that's it for my Pinterest board inspiration. What I'd like to do now is to share with you some of the things that I have gathered from my own home. I've shopped my home, and then a few things that I have picked up while thrifting recently. So give me just a minute to gather all that together, and then I will share those things with you. Okay, I am back, and I have gathered on my table a bunch of things. I shopped my own home, and this is by no means an exhaustive gathering of all of the things that I have, because I do have a lot of things and a lot of things I could pull from. But this is just in a quick run through my house. These are things that after looking at my Pinterest board, I felt like I could, use to recreate some of those images. And then I also have some things that I have recently thrifted. So let me share with you the things that I have thrifted recently that I think will work perfectly with some of those images from my Pinterest board. All right, I'm going to reach down here. Let me get situated. The first thing that I thrifted from Goodwill is this beautiful basket. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've got my receipt here still in it. It was $3.99. And when I picked it up, it was really well made. And I turned it over and it says Longaberger Baskets, hand woven in Dresden, Ohio. And I thought this was absolutely beautiful. And you recall that in several of those pictures, a basket like this was featured. And I thought if I could fill this with some books, that would really be gorgeous. So I needed some books. The best place for me to find books at the best prices is the Goodwill bins. So I did pop into the bins and I did actually manage to find some books. Now I was looking specifically for red and blue books, and that is what I brought home. So I will show you, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. So they were in varying shades of red and blue. So there were those two, and then these 2 books. And blue books, believe it or not, I have a hard time finding them. 2 more blue books, and I didn't really care much what the titles were. I just really was looking for the shade of blue of the covers. And then finally, I found 2 red books, 2 more red books. So I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue and 3 red. So I think that, stacking those books up in that basket, maybe tying them up with some ticking stripe fabric would be beautiful and very easy to come by. I think, and at the bins, I got these books, several others, which I actually shared. I shared 2 of the books that I got. They were cookbooks in a previous video. And I got a couple of pictures and something else, and it was under $10. So you honestly can't beat that. I also found this basket at Goodwill. This was 99 cents. Again, this is a beautiful basket. I can see this with some florals in it. That first picture I showed you where it had almost like the little wildflower daisy type florals coming out of it. I think this would be gorgeous with that. There's some dogs barking across the pond. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they're going crazy over there. I also found at Goodwill this really cute little ironstone bowl. I may have shared this in a previous haul. It has a marking on the bottom, but again, like I've mentioned before, the woods, the wicker, the whites, all of these things together, I think are just so lovely. And the last thing is not something that I thrifted. Actually, let me show you. I don't know that I've ever shared this in a haul. I did thrift this candy tin. I used it in my Easter decor, but I think this is a beautiful color for summer. So there's that. And here, actually, there are a couple more items. This beautiful, what is this? Johnson Brothers Castle on the Lake plate. Transferware plate, so pretty. Again, if you recall those dishes that were red, white, and blue, this would be definitely something that I could use in a little vignette. And I did also thrift this lovely blue and white chinoiserie type bowl. It's a very shallow bowl, but these 2 things together, really so pretty. And then lastly, for the thrifting, I thrifted this stack of plates. And these, I did show one of them in a previous video, but I've not actually hauled them. They are really beautiful. They are Paragon China, by appointment to the Majesty the Queen, Paragon Fine China. This is the Morning Rose pattern. And it's just a beautiful, delicate blue on this creamy white porcelain. Absolutely beautiful. And so I thrifted a stack of these, and you can always use these, you know, in a vignette as a riser or propped up. Just beautiful. So those are the things that I thrifted. Also new but not thrifted is this gorgeous basket. This beautiful weathered basket is from the French Mercantile, and it is so beautiful. It is huge and very sturdy. I did pay $42 for this basket, which, you know, for thrifting prices is high, but I think for a basket of this size and this well made, I think that's actually a fantastic price. So I was happy to get that. I also bought a hydrangea stem, a faux hydrangea. Now I prefer real flowers, but I don't have any hydrangeas. The only kind really I think that grow here where we live, where there's almost no shade and it's brutally hot, are the limelights. I would love to plant some. I have not planted any yet. I'm looking out my window as though some might appear. This is where I would like to plant them, is over here, if I get any. But until that time, I have to make do with faux florals. So I try to get ones that are very realistic looking. This stem was from the French Mercantile, and it's gorgeous, and it's very realistic, but it was very expensive, quite expensive. So what I did was I bought one of these stems, and then I ordered some from Amazon, which I think should be in today. I was hoping they'd be in time for me to show you, but I'm hoping that they are nice enough that when I mix them in with this and possibly one other stem from the French Mercantile, that they will look, you know, they'll look nice. That single stem was like $24, so it was not cheap, believe me. But, you know, it will last a long time, and I'd like to get one more, I guess. Oh, I hate to spend the money on it, but they are beautiful. And then fill in with the ones from Amazon, which were significantly less expensive. If those florals come in and they're nice, I'll link them in this video for you to see, to check out. All right, now I'm going to take you off the tripod and just kind of walk around and show you. This table is covered and it would just take way too long for me to show you each thing. So I'm going to take you off the tripod and show you what's on my table. What are some of the items that I have gathered up that I think that I could use in my summer decor. So hang on one second. All right, here are a few things. This little flag tin over there is a tin that I thrifted a couple of years ago. I did actually find these little flags. Now these are just super cheapy ones, probably from like the Dollar Tree that I have, but I would love to figure out if I could maybe coffee stain or tea stain them and then paint the little sticks brown. Or if I can't, then I'll probably at least try to find some flags that are more antique looking, or at least have wooden stakes to them, wooden flag poles. This was a beautiful arrangement that my sisters sent me for my 60th birthday. A gorgeous arrangement of hydrangeas came in this, and I just love the wicker and glass. So this is definitely a contender for an arrangement of flowers. Then I have this little stack of berry bowls. How sweet are they? I love the light blue color of those. And then, of course, over here, I have a copper teapot. And as we saw in that Pinterest picture that I showed you, the copper looked beautiful. And it does have that gorgeous porcelain blue and white handle and knob. So that goes with my color scheme. This is a little candle that my friend Adrian at the Nostalgic Wick made. Really beautiful. And I love the color. And then, of course, I have my jadeite. Let me move this out of the way so you can see that. There is a flower frog that I could use to stick some flags in. Some green bowls that were a gift from a lovely subscriber. Here is one of those electrical insulators. That's Hazel. That's part of Hazel. She's way over there. Hazel, you taking a little nap. She's cool. She's nice and cool on the floor. And then this is also a stack of blue and white plates. This, I don't know if I've ever, this is a creamer that goes to my green and white transferware dishes. And these are some scissors. I love them. They are so heavy and substantial. I did actually thrift those for $1. And then these are some gorgeous vintage French knives that I have acquired. So pretty. So those are the things that I thrifted. Those are the things I gathered up or shopped my home for. There's the stack of books and the beautiful chinoiserie plates. So I think all of that together, I can probably do something and make some beautiful little summer vignettes. All right, well, that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this summer inspiration video and shopping my home and my little thrift haul. If you like content like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. What do you like to incorporate in your summer decor? And be sure to subscribe if you have not already. And stay tuned for part 2, in which I actually will be decorating with these items that you see here. Until then, my friends, take good care of yourself, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye-bye.